back to my channel. My name is Shamika and this is Check the Rhymes. I'm super excited about today's show because one of my favorites is back in the building. He's been here several times before and it's always a good time. Yes, y'all, Mr. Chocolate himself, Mr. Will Downing. And the crowd goes wild. I am hyped because he's going to talk about his new music and he's going to answer the questions that you guys submitted because they were such good questions the last time. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss today's show. Joining me today, y'all, is Mr. Will Downing. Do you hear that applause?
Oh, yeah. Nothing.
How are you?
I'm doing very well since the last time we spoke. No complaints. We're still making it do what it do. I don't have to go back to Carvel's to go work. So, I'm doing all right.
We're not doing this today.
And we both have on our leather jackets.
I know.
So, yeah.
Look, it's like we coordinated without really coordinating because that happened the last time with the Check the Rhymes outfit. So I thought,
well, you made me wear that.
Don't tell people that.
I'm sorry. I volunteered to wear it. It was seriously just coincidental that it happened that way. That I was talking to Check the Rhymes. I had a Check the Rhyme shirt. Yeah, but
exactly.
This was not coordinated, but you look fantastic. I would assume that maybe you purchased your jacket when I got mine during the pandemic. Pandemic shopping.
Exactly. Yeah, so. Pandemic sales.
Yeah, pandemic sales. Absolutely.
So you've also been very busy during the pandemic. Besides doing interviews, you've also been creating some music.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about that. Like, I want to know about this project called Song Garden. Well, first, I always got to ask you how you came up with the name of the song or the title of the album, because you're always kind of like, it's either it wasn't your idea or it was by accident. So
guess what? It was by accident. Always. I didn't, this album has no rhyme, no reason, to quote my man, the late great George.
Rhymes in there.
Yeah. Man, that's a Stevie one. Anytime you see me, that's a Stevie for you. Yes. There is no rhyme, no reason to the title. Listen, these days are so strange.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is just doing things off the cuff. I would assume the majority of people just doing things off the cuff. So this whole album was made during this pandemic. I have not seen like another human being during the making of this record, which it sounds crazy. I mean, we're literally making a record like this, like we're doing right now. Like I have a duet on the album with Mesa, and I'm recording her like this.
Wow.
And of course, there's a delay, and I'm saying, well, sing this. And then she goes, oh, what is it again? I was like, sing this. She goes, what is it again? It's not in time with the music. So what would normally take, 2 hours or whatever, like 4 hours, just kind of like, your Wi-Fi is going out. Oh, yeah.
You know what? I learned the key to that because my Wi-Fi kept going out during interviews. The Ethernet cord, plug it up straight into the, what do you call it? The router.
Yeah. You know what? I have one.
And I was like, is that what that yellow cord is for?
Yeah, when you go into the hotels and you see that cord, like, what is that? Yes, that is an Ethernet cable.
Yeah.
I tried it, but I guess you have to know all the other things that go along. What is the IP address? I was like, well, what is this? I was like,
too much. It's too much.
Wait, it's way too. I'm just going to just stick with Wi-Fi. We're going to keep with Wi-Fi right
now. Not Wi-Fi. Well, actually, that was my next question, was about how you recorded with other people for this. But honestly, you know what I thought Song Garden was about? I was like, it's just a variety of like almost like flowers in a garden, but they're songs. I was trying.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
I was reaching.
Well, you're kind of right. sort of ish, not
Well,
that,
it's a variety
but
of songs that have different themes. What about that?
yeah. Well,
Okay.
it's certainly it's a variety of songs. How about that? So
Okay. Okay.
and we're hitting on different subjects. So it's just a variety of songs. There really is no symmetry to any of this stuff. It was just songs that, we, and I say we because as a group of people that I've been working with,
Hmm.
that we came up with. So literally the phone would ring and my guitar player would say, "Hey, check this out." And all of a sudden I hear gling, gling, gling. Oh, okay. And I said, "Man, well, what do you think about this melody on top of gling, gling, gling?" And I'd sing something. "Oh man, that's nice. Let's get so-and-so on the telephone who plays bass." I call the bass player. "Hey man, check this out. Gling, gling, gling." My whatever I sing, and then he goes, boom, boom, boom. Like, wait a minute. Let's start it. Let's call so-and-so on the drums. "Hey man, check this out. Gling, gling, gling. Boom, boom, boom.
Wow.
Doom, doom, that."
So
And
why
we
didn't
just,
my phone ring? Because I swear the last time you said you would let me be on the album, but I didn't get a call
well,
to.
I'm sorry, hold on. You said something about your Wi-Fi going out? Your Wi
Don't do me.
Huh? What?
That's my Stevie.
Shamika?
Don't do me that
Shamika?
way.
Check the rhyme, yo? No?
Because I've been working on my craft and I could have contributed, but you didn't call.
Mm, 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 mm.
Yeah.
What do you do aside from be very intelligent and obviously very beautiful and great interviewer? So finger snaps, hand claps, you sing.
There you go. Finger snaps, hand claps. I was a cheerleader now, see?
You know what? I saw pictures of you in college. I saw some pictures of you on your page, and yeah, you were like doing your thing.
Don't act like those were good.
Oh, and well, okay. Here's what you are great at, and you've been doing it for a very long time. I saw an interview with you many, many years ago, and all you did was type was, "It was a great interview," and you were like, "Look at my hair." Like what was I thinking with my hair? I'm like that's a great interview. This is a good interview, and the only thing that you could muster up was, "What was I thinking in regards to my hair?"
Of
But
course.
you've been an amazing interviewer, yeah, whatever. I wouldn't know anything about that. You've been an amazing interviewer for a long time, so that is to be,
Thank
commended
you.
and congratulated.
Thank you.
So
I
yeah,
paid him to say that, y'all. No, seriously, thank you. I appreciate that.
you're welcome.
But you
It's
just
the
tried
truth.
to gloss over the
I
fact that
tried.
you didn't
Yeah,
let me be
you
on the
went back to the
album.
point. Yeah, we have machines that do finger snaps and hand claps.
Well, in the event that it goes down like Wi-Fi, call me.
Right, like when the Wi-Fi goes down and you need them.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
There we go.
Exactly. So I thought we would go through some of the songs and you can tell me
Sure.
some stories about the songs.
Got my album right here. Yes, I
Look at
did say
that.
hard copy.
What's it, a
Hard
CD,
copy.
y'all? That's a CD.
Listen, I always ask, a person that distributes my record, I was like, where do these CDs go? I
Uh-huh.
said, do you make earrings out of them or something like that? Because everyone I know is like digital, but they go someplace and you can get yourself a hard copy CD.
Well, some cars still have CD players.
My car still has a CD player, and
Mine
there's a
too.
CD stuck in it. It's, start my call as click, click, click,
You just hear
click.
it trying to spin.
So,
Well, the cover, hold that back up. The cover is interesting. Tell me about
mhm.
the cover art.
Well, now here's where your logic kind of comes into play. You said it was very colorful, and reminded you of a garden.
And
Colorful in a garden.
it's like you're in your relaxed state in the middle of a garden.
Right, exactly. See, actually, the inspiration for the colorfulness of the album there's an artist, Kayinde Wiley,
Hmm.
and hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but he was the inspiration for this. I was staying in a hotel, and his artwork was like all throughout this hotel. And I
Wow.
was just like, man, I'd love for him to, do something like that. Obviously, he's the one who painted the picture of Barack Obama. He didn't do the one of Michelle, so he did the colorful one of Barack. And I've always loved that style.
Yeah.
So I kind of borrowed a little bit from, what he was doing. Hopefully, he don't sue me.
Well, yeah, I got nothing.
You got right, right. You ain't got my back. You all of a sudden you Stevie me like
Right. He on his own. All right, so I'm gonna just throw a couple of the songs out at you.
sure.
But I'm gonna say that I really love the song "Say Yes."
Oh, do you?
I
Okay, yeah.
do.
That's my proposal song.
Listen,
I
if I
would.
could show, I don't want to show people my chicken scratch. I literally wrote on this piece of paper "proposal song."
Yeah. See,
See, I was like,
Ren
Will
say.
must know I'm
See,
looking for a husband, and he done wrote me a proposal song.
there you go. Look. Hey, these days, you could propose to,
No,
well, there we
no,
go.
we
So,
traditional over here.
well, you could guide him to, this, and say, "There's a song I really would like you to listen to on the Will Downing, the Song Garden album. Yeah, you should check out track number 2. It's
Yeah,
off the Song Garden. What's the name of the song? Just go listen to it.
right, right.
And he
So tell
comes
me a
back
little
on one knee.
tell me about that. Like, what inspired that song? How did it end up on the album?
Um, I needed something that spoke to love in that way. People always use my music to get married to and to do other things too as well. And I always, yeah, well. but I always get asked if I have like a wedding song.
Okay.
Always, and I've recorded some in the past as well. So I just decided to do like an updated one.
Hmm.
I had a song in the past called the Blessing, and
Yeah.
people always use that one as a wedding song. And so I just decided to do like an updated sort of a wedding/proposal song. So yeah, say yes.
I love
Yeah.
the lyric in there about, I love you with no makeup on. I was like, okay.
I want to see your face, yes, even with no makeup.
I
So
was like,
sexy, you're my all in all. Yeah.
see?
Oh, so
Yeah.
natural. See? Here you go. I'll be by your side through all kinds of weather. Whatever happens, we gonna be together. Me do you wrong, I could clearly say never. If you say yes, that's forever and ever.
I need that on a t-shirt, like to give to
That would
somebody.
be a lot on a t-shirt. I would just stay with check the rhymes, yo.
All right, what about the song Stand Up? Because you have a video with it as well that's very powerful. And so that it's kind of a twofold question, because I also want to know how you create a video during what do people like? They're not calling it pandemics anymore. They're calling it, a panty, a panini, a pancake, every name but pandemic. So what?
Okay, well then I'll use mine. Mine is pandemic. So we don't call it because it's a pandemic because damn it, it done screwed everything up. So
Right.
then you can put that with panini, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, pandemic. Well, to create the video was easy. Because history basically tells the story of the song.
It
The
does.
song, once again, is entitled Stand Up. And it's basically speaking to and trying to encourage people to get out there and be part of what's going on out here in the world. When Agent Orange was in office, he kind of,
Agent
yes, I
Orange.
did say Agent Orange. It gave license to all the dregs of society to kind of come from up under their rocks. And they've all of a sudden had become very vocal, violent, and outspoken about
Yeah.
their hate and distrust and everything about everyone who didn't look like them.
Right.
And here I am, I turn my TV on every day and you try to watch what's going on in the world and you see these young people out there like fighting for their rights and fighting for a great cause. and you want to get involved in some sort of way. So my way of being involved was to write a song to encourage people to stand up and to get involved. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
where stand up came from. And if you see the video, all we did was pull footage from the past. So you see all these, actually the past and present. You see all these amazing folks that have changed the world, that have been human rights activists.
Right.
And we incorporated some of the people of today, obviously with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. We have them in the video as well.
Yeah.
So it just kind of shows you all these people that are doing all these encouraging things. And I'm trying to encourage people to stand up, get involved, get into it. Boom.
Love it. Love it. Okay. So let me see. I'm about blind. I'm like, let me see what else I wrote down. That helps. Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Is that about you?
I've been called that.
I called you that in my intro.
That I am. Yes, I'm chocolate with nuts. I guess so. Chocolate and nuts. I'm sorry. You can't have an interview without having a good laugh with me.
I know.
Yeah, that whole shameful. Oh no, I can't believe it. Chocolate. Interesting story. There's a gentleman out of Atlanta, and he's a poet. And every time I see him, he's always reciting me like a new piece that he's written. And, I've never really had a use for it, but it's amazing stuff. Like when he does his thing, women go absolutely nuts. He is a wordsmith. All right. So I came up with this groove for the song, and the one that you hear on the album. And I didn't hear it as a song per se. I was like, man, this would be great as a spoken word piece. Like, bing, let me call my man, Hank Stewart, out of Atlanta. And
I'm like, but you call him.
You're right. You're right. Because he is, I'm telling you, this dude, he has like a book full of these incredible like poems. I mean, he can keep people enthralled for hours, and the way he recites them, it's amazing. It is amazing. That's all I can say. So I said, man, Hank, you read me a piece one time called Chocolate. I said, man, I think I have a groove that will be perfect for it. So he sent it to me, and I'm reading it, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm definitely going to do this as a spoken word. And that's how the song Chocolate was born. So it's a very clever piece. So, for those of you who are watching, you definitely need to check out that song, Faux Show.
Okay.
Girl, you need you some chocolate.
Put the CD up so I can see what song is on.
Oh,
so you're my co-host now. So
I see that.
Let's talk about Right Where You Are.
Right Where You Are. Okay. Well, Right Where You Are actually started the whole project, The Song Garden, because I wasn't intending on making a complete album. I figured that when they first started talking about this pandemic, I figured we would be off work for, a month and a half, 2 months tops. I'm like,
not with Agent Orange in office.
Yeah, right. Had he let us know, right? If Woody had gone to the police, none of this would have happened.
Right.
But I figured we would be off for a short period of time. So I said, let me record something to let people know that you're still alive, you're still active, you're still doing things, whatever. And I was supposed to be going to Europe for a tour. And the people there were, of course, disappointed. Like, man, you sure you can't? You sure you can't make it? You sure? And so I said, man, I want to be right there with you. I want to be right where you are, but I can't. So lyrically, that's where that song came from, Right Where You Are. And I just didn't anticipate us being off this long. I mean, we're coming up. I mean, in a few months will be a year.
Yeah.
And that's how this whole project sort of was born. It started with that song. I was like, yeah, I'll just release something. And then 2 months went by. I was like, okay, we're not back to work. Let me write something else.
Yeah.
Let me write something else. And let me write something else. And all of a sudden, well, bam, the Song Garden.
So I recall during our last interview, I said, now I remember saying it, You should go ahead and start recording some music and come out with an album, a pandemic album. Now look at that. You listened.
See, you didn't get your finger snaps. You didn't get your hand claps on the record, but you got the gift. You got the gift.
Am I in the what do you call it? The notes in the, see?
Shamika?
Your Wi-Fi must be messed up now.
Hello? Is someone speaking?
Right. So tell everybody where they can get the album.
Well, you can get it a few places. Obviously, you can go to Amazon, which is, for hard copy, perfect place. iTunes for digital. Or if you want another hard copy and you want it autographed, want me to put an X on it, you can come to one of my websites. You can come to theprinceofsophisticatedsoul.com. And you can pick up your product there. And it's like little boxes you can check. Say, I want it autographed. I don't want it autographed, whatever. And I will hook you up with the Song Garden and other past projects as well. We have there as well. And you can download it there. Or, like I said, you can go to Amazon, whatever, iTunes, however.
Can they tell you, like, this is what I want you to say when you autograph it, or you just put your name?
Absolutely. Oh, no.
Really?
Well, trust me. Sometimes I sit here, it's like, my number one, you're all in all, you are the bee and the bologna, the cheese and the microwave. I just sit there. It's what they want, listen, my whole life and my whole career is based on the wants and the needs of the people. So to sit there and to write out what they want is not a big deal.
Okay. I'm about to submit something.
Hey, submit it. I wonder what it's going to say. Check the rhymes, yo. The inspiration for the album. There would be no album without
right.
you.
You got my whole speech already down pat, so you already know.
Find me on Google. Just pay for it. That's an inside joke. Love you, Pops. Right.
So speaking of the fans, this is my favorite part of the show. When the fans submit questions, because last time it was pretty fun. I wasn't expecting your responses.
Let's see what you got. Come on.
All right. So the first question, which you kind of already answered, but they wanted to know if you miss live shows, and once we're able to kind of get back outside doing, there's some people's doing live shows now that don't look safe, but once it's like safe to do them, is there anything new that you'll incorporate into your show that you've kind of had inspiration since you've been in the house?
Well, yes. First and foremost, first half of the question, I miss live shows. I mean, that's, that is the lifeblood of a recording artist.
Mm-hmm.
The basic process is write an album, record an album, tour.
Right.
So, I've written an album, I've recorded an album, nothing. So, that's the lifeblood of a recording artist. You have to go out there and you have to tour, and I look forward to doing it. When I do get back out, I mean, obviously, we'll do the best of kind of what I've done over the years, and we'll incorporate songs from the new project, songs from the last album as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's the process. I miss it a lot, and yes, you'll get to hear new, and you get to hear classic. I mean, that's sort of the whole process for a recording artist. Yeah, we introduce the new, we play the classics, and we keep on moving, don't stop. No, that's what we do.
So I was having a conversation yesterday with the daughter of a legend. But she didn't want me to mention her name. But I'll tell you off camera.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And she's from New York. And she was telling me that, because I was like, yeah, I'm interviewing Will Downing. And she was like, I think I went to one of his first shows. And I
feel like I'm on Jeopardy or something like that. I feel like I'm on a game show. Like,
right.
Name the artist.
Right. But what was interesting to me is she said when she went to the show, she wasn't really familiar with your music. But then I don't know what that first show was like. Was it rough? Was it, or do you remember?
You know what? I don't remember.
All I know
Uh,
is she said, I didn't like nothing. But then she said, as your career has progressed, she was like, he is absolutely one of my favorites. I love seeing him in concert. And so
wow.
my question for you is what, well, I took the question from her and then kind of twisted it, but I was just
Hmm.
curious as to, because a lot of people don't put the effort into learning stage presence or
Right.
perfecting their show or making it better. So what has been your process from day one of being on stage to now? Well, when there's not a panty going on.
Panic. um, if you've been doing this as long as I've been doing it, you learn what people like, what they want from you as
Hmm.
an artist, even
Yeah.
when you're recording. So if she was at like one of the first shows, I mean, what what would be to like? There's nothing to like.
Right.
You don't know anything.
Yeah.
You know a single, you know one song. And if we're doing a concert, we have to incorporate everything from the whole album.
Right.
So yeah, I wouldn't expect you to fall in love with everything the first time and to, oh, it was fantastic. It was like I didn't know anything. It's like because it's new. So I knew one song, like, yeah, you knew the single.
Right.
So over the years, when you're recording, if they're not mistakes, but people kind of let you know what they want from you. So
Hmm.
like my very first album, which was in '88, I mean, I was all over the place musically. I had
Yeah.
like some jazz stuff on there. I had some house stuff on there. I had like some pop stuff on there.
A
I had
song
some reggae.
garden.
Yeah, it literally was the first song garden. I mean, the album was everywhere. I did a cover of Denise Williams' Free,
Yeah.
so the album was like, there was no, once again, no rhyme or no reason to anything that I was doing. It was just sort of like, man, that groove sounds good. Let's record it. So as time progresses, and you do concerts, you can read the audience
Yeah.
and they'll let you know, like you can see their body movement as far as content. Like if you're doing something that they don't like, it's sort of like they're, chilling. Like when you do
Say
something I
like
like, then I'll
bathroom
sit up.
break. Let me go get a snack.
Basically, yeah. You're doing a concert. All of a sudden, you see people in the middle of in the row getting up. It's like, where the hell are you going? You see them walking down the aisle. Where the hell are you going?
I
And you see
always
them come
wondered if
running.
y'all could see from the stage because if I wondered if like because of the lights, if you can see when people get up. So it's like I always sit there like I want to get up to go to the bathroom, but I don't know if they can see
Oh no,
me.
we see you. We see you. Oh, I see you. Oh, we see you. No, if you ain't sitting up in the nosebleed seats, all the stuff down below, yeah, I see all that. And don't come in late to one of my shows. I will roast you. You come
I
walking
think
in.
I've seen you do that before.
Yeah, I will, boy, you will be part of the show. I'll put you on a skillet.
But what if they got off their job at
Don't
Carvel
care.
late?
Don't care.
What if they
If
had
they
to
ain't
make
coming,
that last cookie puss cake?
listen. If they walking into the show with a piece of cookie old puss cake for me and for everybody else in the row, then yeah, you getting roasted. Cause listen, you wouldn't do that if you going to a play. If you were going to a play,
Yeah.
if you were going to a Broadway play, I ain't talking about one of Tyler's plays, because Tyler will roast you too. You come walking in late to one of his shows,
Yeah.
he'll be like, excuse me, excuse me. He will roast you. So if you're going to a Broadway play, you have to be there at a specific time, or they make you sit outside the door and you got to watch it on the monitors until they have like some sort of an intermission.
Yeah.
So if you can make it on time for something like that, then you can make it on time to the show. That's
But
it.
I'm
Nah,
playing devil's advocate for the people that have had this experience, say with I don't know, Lauryn Hill. You get there and you waiting for hours for her to show up. So maybe they think this ain't gonna start on time. I can get there like 30 minutes late. No, no.
Lauren, Erica, a couple of artists like that, they're the exception. The rule is have your behind there on time. We got to stop doing this as a people.
Yes.
So no, that logic of yeah, well, he ain't going on first. There's another act before the ticket says whatever o'clock.
Right.
That's what time it's gonna start. And especially when you play buildings that are like union places,
Hmm.
like performing arts centers, they have a curfew. So yeah,
Yeah.
they gonna start on time. And I've
Yeah.
been the opening act on bigger shows, and then sometimes it'll be like a handful of people out there.
Right.
But like the bill says we start at this time, and the headliner is gonna start at a particular time, and the headliner's gonna get off the stage at a particular time, and that's just the way it is. This ain't a club. This ain't a club mentality. Like, I show up I'm gonna show up around midnight when it's live. Like, no, it's a concert. You have your butt there at the time of the ticket that the ticket says the show's gonna start. Be there.
Okay. I think this question I've asked you before, but since they wanted to know this, they wanted to know who, like somebody that you have not done a duet with, who you would want to do a duet with besides me.
Well, I mean, next question. There is no one else. Check the rhyme, yo. Check the
Well,
rhyme.
I mean, somebody with a better voice.
Okay. Oh, someone that can sing. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I think we did discuss last time, but I'll say it again. It's two people. One I perform with all the time, Layla Hathaway. We perform together doing shows, live shows all the time, but
Hmm.
we've never done a recorded duet.
Right.
That don't ask me why. We just never done one. And then my classic artist is Anita Baker. Every time I
Okay.
see Anita, we tell the same lie, like, "Oh, girl, we got to do a song together." "Oh, baby, yes, we do." That's her telling me. "You, baby, yes, we do." And then she goes that way, and I go this way, and then we don't see each other for like a year or two. Then we see each other again. We gotta do that song together. You and I, we gotta.
Just telling
Ooh,
the
our
same
voices
lies
together. It
every
would
couple
be.
years.
So yeah, Anita Baker's the other one,
Those are good choices. Those are good ones.
and of course Shamika
Of,
Rhymes.
of course.
Check the rhymes, yo. I'm gonna do this, and you're gonna do this.
Exactly. Let's see. So this one kind of is similar to the first job question from the last time.
You just like me telling like stupid old stories,
I
but
do.
go ahead, go ahead. You just love hearing about my past, how loopy my past was.
Yeah. So what was your first car?
Oh, my first car was the first version of a Nissan Sentra. Yeah, with the roll-up windows and everything. A little black Nissan Sentra with cloth interior, gray interior. I'm
Did you
laughing
did
at
you
me.
have to did you have to work to pay for that at one of these jobs that you had, or
Shoot, listen, it took me and my wife, to be able to buy that little car. We were in the dealership sweating in. It was like, yeah, you need a loan of like $3,000. $3,000. Where are we gonna get $3,000? Both our credits were bad.
oh
Like,
Lord.
I think we ended up paying the bank back like $6,000 for a $3,000 loan. And we, and we were sweating in, boy. Whew. Yeah.
That one wasn't
So
as crazy as I thought it was going to be. I thought there was going to be some kind of crazy something to go with
no,
it.
no. Well, you see, New York is different, and I was born and raised in Brooklyn.
Hmm.
So in the city, like most people don't have cars because mass transit. You just get on the
Yeah.
train or the bus, and in Brooklyn they had like alternate side of the street parking where you had to park on one side of the street,
Hmm.
one day, and then you had to move your car to. So having a
Ooh.
car in New York is an inconvenience.
Yeah.
So it's always been the train, and then when we decided to get a car, we're like, well,
Well, how did you learn how to drive?
in the city. I mean, you take lessons, Like they used to throw it. They used to have it in high school, but
Yeah.
even in high school, we never. It wasn't that sort of a thing.
Really?
Nah, I mean, New York is a different animal. there's not, in Brooklyn and in the boroughs, ain't a whole bunch of space to go out there. Like, you always hear, I always just go down south to go visit my cousins, and they was like driving at like 5. And I'm like, oh, look. My father said, turn them loose in the dirt, in the fields. And they'd be out in the fields driving something, So we came from New York. It was like, I got a bus pass and a train pass and a token back there. And you can get from point A to point B. I was like, I don't never have to learn how to drive.
Well, you did, and you got your CDs to play in the car.
Well, actually, hey, listen, and that's pre-CDs. That was like cassette.
Let's see. Somebody wanted to know, well, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but they wanted to know a little bit more about the first show that you ever did.
The first show I ever did with my name on it, where I was the featured artist, because I've done tons of shows prior to that under assumed names. But like when you start out, and here's the joy of being a recording artist and feel good moments.
Mm-hmm.
When you do shows that are not your own, and people aren't necessarily paying to see you per se, that's always a funny process, because you're performing in the corner somewhere at a club, and you hear like, all kind of stuff. You see a fight break out, you hear glasses clinking, you hear people talking, ain't nobody even listening. So one of the big joys when I first, started doing shows was see your name on a marquee, or whether it be a club or whether it be a theater or whatever.
Yeah.
And people actually paying their money and coming on time to sit down and to hear you do what you do. So that was, probably in '88. In New York, I think it was a place called the Bottom Line, club in New York called Bottom Line. And then I think overseas, it was a place called the Dominion Theater. And that was like my first theater show as a recording artist, as a solo artist. So yeah, it was a great feeling. Amazing feeling.
What was the last show you did before the panty?
Every time you say panty, I'm like, drawers? I was supposed to be at an AKA convention in Louisville, I think it was. I think it was like some sort of a conclave or something like that the sorority was having. And I ended up going. Crazy story. I'm hearing about, the pandemic, and they're saying, things are closing down, and it's going to be no shows. And I'm on my way to the airport, and I'm listening to the radio, and they're saying, well, so-and-so has been shut down. This has been shut down. So I'm calling my road manager, and I'm like, hey, man, all these venues, all these places closing. Are you sure this show is happening? Oh, yeah. Show's happening. I talked to the people, and it's going to be at the convention center. I said, okay. I get to the airport. I go through security. Airport is pretty much empty. I'm like, are you sure this show was good? Yup. Come on, man. Get on the plane. I'm going to meet you there. And, okay. I'm on the plane. I buy the Wi-Fi, not Wi-Fi, on the plane, and we're in the air. And I'm texting it. I'm like, hey, man, I'm on the plane. The text comes back. Yeah, I'm like, Negro. Are you kidding me? So now I'm on the plane. I said, hey, man, do me a solid. Book me a ticket returning back to New York, as quickly as possible. So I land. I get off the plane. I get a text saying, hey, man, your next flight is at this time, which was like an hour later. And so I get back online to get back on the same plane I just got off. And of course, the booking, the agent at the door was like, sorry, didn't you just get off this flight? I was like, yeah. They're like,
so they thinking you crazy.
they thinking I'm like a terrorist.
Yeah.
Someone actually came out and was like, excuse me, can I holler at you for a minute?
What?
I swear to God.
Wow.
They hemmed me up. I thought I was going to get like the butt check, the cavity check. They hit me up like, "Hey, you just got off this flight, and now you're getting back on the same flight going back." I was
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
"Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, I got calls saying that the event that I was doing. What event were you doing? Where was it? For who?" I'm like, so yeah, I've been traumatized ever since. So I left there. They let me on the plane. I was on the plane shaking. There was only five of us on the plane going back.
I guess I
I'm
can
sure
see how
three.
that they would be like, you just got off, but
Whew,
you getting back on. What you doing? Where you going?
yeah, they were like, yeah, because like you're sitting there, and she's asking you questions. The woman, she asked me these questions, and then I sit down, and then I see someone else come over, and see two other people come over, and they're talking, and all I see is eyes going like this.
Then you didn't
I'm
pull
like,
the. Do you know who I am?
yeah, listen, that's the worst thing you can
Oh.
do. That is the worst thing you can. So I'm looking, I'm like, they talking about me. Maybe I should get up and go get a pretzel or something like that.
Right.
One of them expensive airport pretzels. I think I'm gonna excuse me. I'm like, oh no, rut-row.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they had me hemmed up, boy. I was like, I was waiting for the rubber glove. All right, listen, come over here. What are you doing again? Oh,
Right.
like the AKAs. See what they pink and green. I'm like pink and green.
Well, don't hold it against us.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so it was your. I think it was like your national or something like that. I think it was Louisville or one of those places. Yeah, so
Okay.
that was the last time I got even close to a venue to do a show.
Because I think no, your show was one of the last ones that I saw before the pandemic. Because I saw
Oh
Calvin
wow.
Richardson
Oh yeah.
last February. Yeah, last February. It was the
Yeah.
blues festival or something, and it was like I swear it was 50 of them on the ticket. And I got there on time.
What the time you don't have to be on time? It's a time, because they moving on a whole different beat. You probably saw, what was it, like Tucker?
I couldn't
He
even
had.
tell you. I just remember what is his name? He sings the song My Side Piece.
Oh yeah, I left home for my side piece.
Everybody in the auditorium was singing, and I was looking around like,
Oh, you don't come on. That's what's his name, Pokey.
Pokey Bear, yes.
Pokey Bear. That's Pokey. Yeah, you got Pokey Bear. You got Tucker. Calvin, of course, the Prince of Soul. I'm the Prince of Sophisticated Soul. He's a prince. Yeah, that's like a whole.
Lenny
Yeah,
Williams was there.
Wendy Williams.
Lenny Williams.
Oh, Lenny Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Wendy. Oh, yeah, Lenny. So Lenny was a
But he
because I
was
love you.
singing I can't remember the song, but I was like, ain't he too old to be singing something like this? But
Nah.
I don't even remember what it was, but it was.
Okay, now I got a good one for you. All right, and it's in regards to what you went to was a Southern Soul concert.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's Southern Soul. It's big, and it always has been. It's much bigger now. It used to be like late night, like after the concert, after the club, at 2 a.m. you go to a spot and you can go see like someone like a Lattimore or like a Marvin Cease or Millie Jackson.
Yeah.
Like what's my man? Like I'm gonna stand up in it. Was his song. Where do you want me to
he
put
was
it?
there too.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. Yeah, that's old school. That's me. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this because I know you got another interview. All right, so, all right. So my Southern Soul story. When I first started out my career, I was a background vocalist. That's how I started. Long before I became a solo artist, back in the early '80s, I was a background vocalist. If you called, if you were paying, I was playing. So I got a telephone call to record with this guy named Marvin Cease. Now, you may not be hip to Marvin Cease.
I don't think I
but
am.
okay, so I go to the studio, and I have a day job at the time. This is now I'm past Carvel's. Now I'm a telephone operator, but I have a day job. So I go after my telephone operator job, and I got on my little white shirt and tie and pants, and I go to the studio. It's in Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn, And this dude comes in, he got on like bright red leather, he got a curl, wearing a hat. I'm like, who is this dude?
Right.
And they produce it. This is Marvin Cease. He's the artist that we're going to be singing for today, and it's me and two other singers. So we go into the booth, and he's teaching us the parts. And he goes, "I want you to sing this part." He puts the music on. He goes, "I want to say, lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it." All right. So I did exactly what you did. I'm like, what? He goes, "I'm gonna sing this part. I'm gonna say, and Jody take care of his woman, and Jody will go down and he will lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it."
So you were singing H-Town lyrics before H-Town.
So now check this out. So we're there. I had to work with him for 3 days on this album. So I'm basically doing the whole album with him singing background vocals. So when it was all said and done, the first day I went home, and my mother, I was living with my parents. I was young. So I'm living with my parents, and my mother said, "So, you did like one of your first sessions today, with a professional." I'm like, "Yeah, Mom." So we was talking about like 82, somewhere around there. So she said, "Well, what was the song?" I was like,
I hope you made something up. I
said, "Ma, I can't remember what it was. You just finished doing a recording with a professional artist. You never, yada." She gave me this, I was lying. Come to find out, and this was even like, I didn't even know, because years later, I didn't know that this record was like huge. Not big, huge. The name of the song was Candy Liquor.
I gotta go look that up. I gotta look it up.
The artist's name is Marvin Cease. His last name is Sease, Marvin Cease. And he had a song out called Candy Liquor. And I'm singing on this song. And the song lyric was, "I want to be your candy liquor. Girl, I lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it." I swear to you. And if you ask anyone in Southern Soul about Marvin Cease, he was, and he's passed away, unfortunately. He was like hailed as like one of the best. And when they find out that I sung on it, they're like, "What? You sang on Candy Liquor?" They're like buying you drinks and stuff. Like,
Wow,
you're royalty. I'm like, really? Lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it. Really?
Oh my gosh. Well, I had never been to like they had billed the concert as like a blues festival, but I wasn't sure what we were getting. I was like, I'm just here to support Calvin. But as some of the artists performed, I was like, nobody else is surprised by these lyrics.
Nah. No.
They were all singing it. I mean, people were like, it literally the environment felt like a family reunion. Like everybody was up singing, passing drinks.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. And see, I was kind of hip to it because I was kind of hip to it. But my father used to go to like these events and even at like his favorite watering hole, someone would, it'd be like a bar, and all of a sudden it'd be like, "Yeah, so-and-so coming to sing here." like what? It would be like, what's the dude who sang, he was from Brooklyn, he sang "If You Let Me Make Love to You," Ronnie Dyson. Like, Ronnie Dyson's gonna be performing down at the Caddy Inn. It'd be like at a bar, and the play would be a line around the corner, and they would be in there, and the show would start at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. Yeah. And then when I was doing shows, like there would always be some after party, and there would be an after party. And a couple of times, I think me and Charles Albright got dragged into one spot in Atlanta. I think it was called like the 20 grand, 50 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand. And we went to some place that we with the promoter. He was like, "Yeah, you got to come by." And we went by there, and it was late, and it was Millie Jackson was in there, Lattimore, like brother with white hair, and Lattimore. It was a bunch of other artists in there as well. Them folks was in there having like a time.
Wow.
and it's come back around. Now it is huge. So hence Tucker. I left my, I left home for my side piece. Where do you want me to put it?
These songs, I'm like, but I get it.
Oh,
Everybody knows the songs.
Yeah.
And I was ashamed of myself for
yeah.
sitting there singing the side piece song because I was like,
hell yeah.
I know this.
I left home for my side piece. And they be in there grooving at it. Boom.
Right?
Boom, 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 boom. But shoot, I almost said there's something else. Yeah, shoot. Hey, and your boy Calvin's right there. Calvin be hanging with him.
He
Calvin
do.
keep it and be clean.
Right,
clean.
right. So which brings me to my last question, because when you get back out there to do shows, because I've been backstage and I've seen the line of people that wait to just meet you. And you will greet every last one of them.
Absolutely. And
take pictures.
Absolutely.
That gonna change?
Hell no. I mean, by that time, hopefully, folks have got their shot.
But you won't know if they did. So.
Well, you know what? Actually, you will, because I mean, when you get the shot, I would assume that they're going to have new guidelines for coming to shows. So I would assume that once you get the shot, or anything else, or last time you were tested, I'm sure that there's something it's going to show up on your license. It's going to show up on something.
Yeah, that would be good.
And there'll be some sort of a protocol that you'll have to pass before you come in. So yeah, you will know. Okay.
Because I just wondered if because if it were me, if I were the artist, I'd be like, ain't no more meet and greets.
Well, I mean, we don't know when we're going back, and we don't know what the protocol per venue. It will be different from venue to venue.
Yeah.
So they may not even allow people backstage for a while. Who knows? But when they do, hey, if everything's clear, be like Rochelle Farrell with open arms. Come on.
I'll be like, elbow bump.
Yeah, give me an elbow bump. Say, Shamika, tell me, where do you want me to put it? And with the elbow bump, see?
I was getting ready to
get your mind right.
I was getting ready to recite some lyrics, and I was like, my parents gonna be watching, so let
me. See, you got them H-Town lyrics in your mind. See,
And they never knew what I was listening to back then. I had my little Walkman, just listening to H-Town, not knowing what they were singing.
All you had to do was see they turn on that TV and see that signature move. Sound is down. They're looking at. Is he singing about knocking some boots? Is that what?
I don't know what he's singing. He's singing about Jesus.
It looks like, I don't know. It looks like he's singing about knocking boots. I can't hear it, but when I see this and all that, that's knocking boots. Yeah,
that's your mama. Praise dance.
Yeah, ask your mom about that. You know about that. Well, there's a whole lot of hallelujah, but they ain't praise dance.
Yeah, see.
There's a whole bunch of, oh Lord, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, but I don't think it's praise dancing.
Well, Will, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you here again on Check the Rhymes. The next time,
Check the Rhymes.
What if we actually coordinate our outfits and see if it
yeah, see, when we rocking like there was a sale,
right,
like,
right.
Get 2 for $1 send one to my French food.
Thank you so much for coming on Check the Rhymes to talk about Song Garden. Y'all make sure you check it out. There it is. And I will post the link below so you can head to his website or Amazon. But you want an autograph one, so go to his website. And
go to theprinceofsophisticatedsoul.com. Theprinceofsophisticatedsoul.com.
See? Commercial man right there.
There we go.
Thank you so much, Will.
My pleasure.